What's going on, guys? So today I'm making another video on my RAV4. This is a 2021 XLE Premium. I did a video on the 5 things I did not like about the car, and now that I have over, I think, 11,000 miles on it, I think it's time to do a video on the 5 things I love about this car. Now I have to say, as far as the things I didn't like about it, some I got used to. The biggest one really is the start-stop feature. It's just something that's very common on a lot of modern vehicles, and it's definitely something I still don't like, but I've gotten used to. It's just become a habit to turn the car on and then shut that off. But anyway, so today's video, again, it's going to be a breakdown of 5 different things that I love about the car. I have to say, a lot of what I like about the car is not really specific to the RAV4 so much as it is specific to modern day cars. All the technology that's in these cars, there's a ton of sensors, there's a ton of stuff going on that I really like, but it's not very specific to a RAV4. You can get it across a bunch of different Toyotas as well as a bunch of different brands. So feature number 1 that I like is the Infotainment Center, okay, which again is not specific to the Toyota RAV4, but it's something that I've really grown to like. So let me turn the car on, put on the brake, push the on button, all right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to deactivate the start-stop because that's what I'm used to doing. So you see we have the little welcome screen, tells you to make sure you drive safe. All right, so I had to zoom in there just because there's a little bit of a sun glare. There's just a ton of features. I'm not going to go through all the specific ones. If you look online, you can get all this information as to what's available. I do like the home screen will give you a specific setup which you can customize to what you want. I have personal information in there right now, so I'm not going to go to the home screen, but when you go to the menu, you can see all of your different options, audio, phone, apps, projection, info, and setup. There's a ton of customization you could do with the car, which I really do like. That is specific, I guess, to the RAV4. There is a specific audio and map button. Okay, audio, you can switch from AM, FM, SXM, which is your satellite radio, and Bluetooth. Usually when I'm with my wife, she uses the Bluetooth. She'll be the DJ, I guess, for us. We happen to like a lot of the same music, so I don't really even worry about music so much. When I'm by myself, I listen to some radio. That's pretty much it. I mean, I don't have any specific things. Like a lot of people have a ton of music in their phone. I don't do that. I like the randomness of a radio station. Anyway, then you go to map. I don't have my phone plugged in at the moment. You can get navigation installed. I don't have it on this particular car, but when the phone is plugged in via the USB, which is down there, you could just run off your regular map that's on your phone, which I really appreciate, and I do use that quite a bit when I'm trying to find something. So yeah, just overall, the Infotainment Center, the fact that you have a screen here that's basically doing everything you need to do while you're in your car, I think that's fantastic. Again, not super specific to Toyota or to the RAV4. There's so many vehicles that have an Infotainment Center, but I really do like it. I like, all the features that happens to be on the wheel. We have a display for the dashboard. So if I zoom in here and get an actual view of this. All right, so obviously we have temperature outside. I mean, again, this is all just common, technology that's in a lot of modern cars, but 11,623 miles on this car, so I am pretty familiar with it at this point. But what I can do is I can utilize these buttons here to cycle through things on the dash. All right, so I can see my MPG, which has been pretty consistent at between 29 and 30 MPG combined, all right, for highway and city. Tells you the distance until empty, which is very nice. You could scroll through all kinds of different things, as well as turn on different features, which is nice. Also shows you live traction, all right, so if you have a wheel slipping in any condition, you can see that live, which is kind of a nice feature. And then again, all these other different features. There's some things I don't use, like I definitely don't use the lane assist. That's something I mentioned in my first video that I'm just not a fan of. There is a dedicated lane assist button that's right here. All right, that basically, as you're driving, there's sensors that sense where the lines in the road are. All right, and if you're kind of veering off the road, it will automatically turn the wheel. It'll beep and let you know audibly, hey, you're weaving in and out of the lines, and it'll adjust. Now it's almost like self-driving, but at some point it just stops adjusting. So if you just let it go, it'll adjust and it'll adjust back and it'll keep doing that. But if you're going around a turn where it's a pretty extreme turn, it'll just let you go around the turn. It's not going to continuously guide you through the lines, okay? So it's not definitely not self-driving, and it shouldn't be treated as such. But I didn't like it because in Pennsylvania we have a lot of rough roads. There's places where you can't see the lines in the road, so the car doesn't really know where you're supposed to be going, and it's particularly dangerous in a construction zone, because in a construction zone there are no lines. And I experienced this when I first drove this home from the dealership. Lane assist was on. I didn't know that because I wasn't that familiar with the car at the time, and the car kept trying to jerk me into the barriers, which is very, very dangerous. I thought I was outside the lines. So anyway, that's a feature that's, I guess it'd be great if I was traveling across country, it was nighttime, I was really sleepy or tired, I might have that activated so that it could kind of wake me up if I was dozing off and going in and out of the lanes. That's a nice feature for safety, but it's just something that I don't use. You know, obviously I like, again, these are all modern features in a lot of different cars. I like the fact that I can make a phone call, the Bluetooth, the hands-free, all that kind of stuff, you know, control the radio, you know, seek through different tracks or songs, change modes, things like that. But anyway, that's basically the first thing I love about this car is the Infotainment Center. Alright, so this should be pretty self-explanatory. I just happen to fall in love with the look and style of the vehicle as well as the color. This one is Lunar Rock. They use this on a bunch of different Toyota models. It was actually not my first choice. When my wife and I were looking at this vehicle, we actually liked the dark gray because it was just kind of neutral, but it was not available. Obviously, this was during the chip shortage, and there was very limited selection, and the only vehicles that were coming in were black, white, and Lunar Rock. And I didn't want black or white. It was just a little bit too plain. So I thought, why not get a little pop of color? And I really do like this Lunar Rock. It actually looks different to me depending on the situation, the lighting. Sometimes it's really gray, sometimes it's really green, and sometimes it's really blue. All right, so I happen to fall in love with the color, even though it wasn't my first choice. But overall, I mean, SUVs today, they all kind of look the same. They're very mundane. They're so similar in basically being large station wagons, right? Or miniature vans. However, I've really grown to like this particular generation of Toyota RAV4. This again is a 2021. This is the XLE Premium. I like the body styles. I like the extra features. I do really like and use the fog lights that are in here. I would recommend that if it was something that you were considering, getting a model with fog lights. It just has nice lines. It happens to be filthy right now. Unfortunately, the pollen season here in Pennsylvania, and as you can see, there's tons of woods around. Things are dropping from the trees and it's relentless. I keep cleaning it, but it keeps getting dirty, just filled with pollen and stuff. But here's a little side shot of it. I just really like it. It's just really nice. It's kind of stylish. It's a little sporty. There's many different trim levels and packages. That's something else I wanted to mention too that's kind of unrelated to my likes or dislikes. But you can get a base model like an XLE and you can load it with all kinds of stuff, all kinds of features. Or you can get this one. This is kind of a mid-level, the XLE Premium. It does have a couple more features that the XLE does not. However, there are other packages that are more expensive as well. You can get the Adventure model, or you can get the, I think the TRD is maybe the top of the line. But something to understand is just because you have one particular trim level does not mean you're going to get all the features. It's very important to look at specific packages. I have the all-weather package, which is very nice, which includes the heated steering wheel, heated seats. The one thing, I think it has a larger alternator as well. The one thing that I don't like is that the all-weather package did not include the remote start, which is something I would have preferred in the winter. That is actually part of the upgraded stereo package, which is totally different. It's just an electronics package. But yeah, it's important if you're looking to buy a vehicle to look at all the details and the specifications and obviously pick what makes sense to you. And in some cases, it's cheaper to get a base model and load it with different stuff than to buy a higher level model that might not come with any of that stuff. All right, so number 3, I really love that this is good in the snow. All right, I live in northeastern Pennsylvania. We have all 4 seasons and we have a pretty decent winter. And although I can't give you a video of that right this second because there is no snow, you can refer to older videos I have of testing this out in the snow. And I have to say the all-wheel drive system on this is pretty awesome. There is a snow and ice mode, which I did find actually helped, specific to that scenario where you have very slippery roads. And this just has the stock all season tires that came with the vehicle because it's still new and there's still plenty of tread on them. But I would imagine with some dedicated snow tires it would be even better. I came before this car from a all-wheel drive 2019 Dodge Challenger, and I thought that was actually pretty amazing in the snow, but I found this is even better. And again, in the future, I hope to have a dedicated set of winter tires, which would make it even better. But I have to say, I was pretty impressed with its performance in snow and ice. Okay, number 4, it is storage. Just like most SUVs, this offers a ton of storage options. I usually keep a bunch of gear down here. I took it out just for this video. It's actually behind the driver's seat there, so I was able to consolidate that. Obviously, the seats go down, which is very nice. You can have even more storage, but storage, storage, storage. Again, going from the Dodge Challenger, it had a huge trunk in it, but it was low and it was deep and it was awkward, and it didn't house anything that was actually large. You can have something that's physically large but flat, but I couldn't have like big squares. Just kind of flat rectangles would fit nice in that trunk. But you know, if you go in the store and you're buying anything in a decent sized box, you're getting a new TV or anything like that, furniture, whatever, you want to have that overall space from every dimension. So that's something that I found was really, really nice with this particular vehicle, is all the extra storage space. Now, obviously, this is a mid-level as far as size. I believe the Highlander is even bigger. That has the option for, third row seating. But if you do third row seating, you're basically losing your whole trunk. But if you have a bunch of, kids or a large family, or you're just traveling with a bunch of people, that might be a better option for you. But I put a lot of priority on storage. That was, again, one of the reasons why I went from the Challenger to the Toyota RAV4, not only for overall reliability, or at least the idea of overall reliability, but also storage. Even though, again, it had a huge trunk, that's all it was a trunk and a very small back seat. Whereas this, with the the seats down, which I'll show you real quick here, just to give you an idea, it offers just so much more in the way of storage. So, I mean, you could fit all kinds of stuff in here, which I really do appreciate and I have used since I've been driving this vehicle. Something else I really do like too is the automatic trunk. All right, so this come down, you can push this at any point to stop it, bring it back up. It's just a really nice feature. It's something you can actually deactivate if you don't want, or if it broke or something, you can manually open it and shut it. But it is huge to have, all your groceries, and you pile them up in both your arms and kind of reach up and hit the button and walk away, and it closes for you. That is a pretty big feature. All right, so let's put the seats back up here. I gotta grab both sides. Doing this one-handed. But yeah, you can see, all the stuff I had in the trunk is all crammed behind the seat right at the moment. Happen to have some extra, reusable shopping bags. Back seat does have plenty of room. I do like the little cup holder. There's cup holders in both doors, as well as 2 cup holders in the center console. But here's another 2. Okay, so oftentimes if I have an actual like coffee or a drink or something up front, I'll put the water bottles back here, just so, again, nothing's gonna fall over. I have quick access to it. But yeah, overall, there's just tons of storage space. So that's something I've really grown to love with this vehicle. All right, so for number 5, I actually have to go hop on the highway. And I have to say, I saved the best for last. There's one particular feature that's in this car, and I'm sure it's in many other vehicles as well, but it's new to me, and I absolutely love it, and I cannot go back. All right, but I have to, again, hop on the highway to show you that. I did bring the GoPro, the head mount here, all right, so I can safely drive hands-free on the highway to explain my favorite feature. All right, so number 5, and my favorite feature here, is adaptive cruise control. All right, so we're about to hop on the highway. Now, I've always been a fan of cruise control, but this is cruise control on the next level. If you've never experienced this or have this, it is pretty amazing. So hopefully you guys have a decent angle here. I have this like kind of my forehead down a little bit. But basically, you turn on your cruise control system. It goes through the motions, lets you know to pay attention to other vehicles, so forth. All right, we're hopping on the highway here. Let's see, we got a car with this camper going slow, which is actually really good for the test, but it's going way too slow, so I'm not gonna be using that. But we'll use this, this looks like a garbage truck here, county waste. All right, so regular cruise control. You set your cruise control to a certain speed, and that's it. Now, obviously, as you approach cars with regular cruise control, you have to slow down. Oftentimes, you have to shut it off, or you have to pass the vehicle. I've always enjoyed using cruise control for a very long time. it's really cruise control on steroids. It's amazing. So right now we're doing 53, which is super slow. But what I want to do is I want to set this. All right, we're going to set this to, let's say 53 right now. Now I'm going to raise this cruise control. My foot is off the gas completely. My feet are not on the accelerating pedal or the brakes. I'm going to raise this up to 68. Yeah, we'll leave it at 68. Now, I don't know if you could see the dash, but there are 3 bars, a picture of a car with 3 bars underneath it. Okay, that's going to keep whatever distance you want. 3 is the furthest. There's a dedicated button here to change it. I usually do 2. That's going to keep us a little bit closer to the vehicle in front of us. Of course, you could do 1 as well. That'll keep you even closer, but I don't like 1. 2 is just a good compromise. I don't want to, I mean, you're not tailgating. 1 is usually like 2 car lengths, but I like about 3 car lengths, okay, just in case they want to slam in the brakes or something. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back to 2. Now, if you notice, I have it set to 68, but right now we're doing 60. What this will do is this will allow you to follow the vehicle that's in front of you at whatever speed they're going. It will automatically brake or accelerate to match their speed and keep a perfect distance between you and them. That is amazing. I have literally driven hours and not used the brake or accelerating pedal. All I'm doing is steering. That is it. It's keeping a perfect distance. If they slow down, the car slows down. If they speed up, the car speeds up. The car will never go past your set speed limit. So I'm at 68. If this truck happened to go to 73, my car would still stay at 68. But when eventually, if I caught up to it and it went slower, my car would slow down. This is amazing. This allows you to use cruise control when there's pretty heavy traffic. All right, so that is my favorite feature here. Now, let's say we're doing 56. I want to do 68. That's what I'm set at. I want to pass them. Make sure, of course, we're clear here. Look at your mirrors. Look at the blind spot. Put my blinker on. Now, again, I'm not touching the pedals whatsoever. It is automatically going to speed up because the sensors on the front badge as well as behind the mirror, they're seeing that there's nothing in front of me. There's no vehicle or obstruction. So it's going to continuously accelerate until it hits my top speed, which is set at 68. All right, so I'm passing this truck. So now it's just going to consistently be a regular cruise control and keep the vehicle going at 68 miles an hour. All right, let's say I want to speed it up to 70. All right, set it to 70. And it slowly goes up to 70. Now the reason I'm doing that is because I want to catch up to the other car to kind of give you an example here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get behind this vehicle, get back in the slow lane. Okay. Just for demonstration purposes here, I'm going to go ahead and set this to 75. Now I can tell the car in front of me is not doing 75, so what's going to happen is as I approach it, the car is going to slow down and match that car's speed. So we'll see if that works. And yes, that's exactly what it did. So right now, we're only doing 67 because we're keeping a consistent distance with the vehicle in front of us. And that is amazing. That is why I like adaptive cruise control. Whatever I want to set this at is whatever speed I want to go continuously. But as I approach vehicles that are going slower than I want to go, the car, unlike a traditional cruise control, again, you'd have to brake, override the cruise control, or pass the vehicle. I don't have to worry about it. It's automatically going to slow me down and match that speed of that vehicle, no matter what it's doing. If it speeds up, it'll speed up. If it slows down, it'll slow down. Just a super cool feature. So that's pretty much it for this video. My favorite and number 5 is the adaptive cruise control. It is amazing. Please let me know down in the comment section what you drive if you happen to have adaptive cruise control, because I'm curious what other vehicles have it. But it's hard to go back from that. Now that I've experienced it and really enjoyed it, it would be difficult to go back to a vehicle with just standard cruise control. And when I'm on the highway, I do like to cruise. It keeps me from speeding. If I'm driving just without cruise control at all, I tend to be a little bit of a lead foot. I tend to go a little faster. You know, I come up on people and I just tend to want to pass them. So it kind of keeps me in check. It keeps the MPGs down, which is nice, or excuse me, up in this case. So I get a little better gas mileage, especially today when gas prices are insane. So I like it. I like it for a variety of reasons. So let me know if your car has that. I'm curious, and let me know whatever you drive. You know, tell me what you like about your car or your vehicle and what you don't like about it. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.